pretty much all online short film festivals are scams. And I think a lot of film festivals that you submit to aren't necessarily scams, but they are useless or not relevant to your success. And I think that what we see a lot happening, and especially in our area, in the sort of Sacramento region, is you get people submitting to festivals to like random places like, you know, Fresno, like just random places in like Montana, Wyoming. Like, really? Like, you're submitting your 8-minute film to these festivals, paying, you know, $20-$30, sometimes even more, just to get, you know, a little like green little check mark on Film Freeway, which is the primary way people enter these festivals. And I think that for the most part, unless it's like Sundance and you think you can get in, or it's one of the big ones, then I think it's usually a waste of money.
Yeah, I will strongly agree with that. I know we're aligned on this. Pretty much everyone we know is kind of aligned on this, but I do think it is a pretty common thing. Like the laurel collection or laurel farming meme is like a very real thing among a lot of people. And I think that if you are submitting to a festival that you have no intention of physically going to, it is an absolute waste of money and time.
Yeah. It like, sure, it looks cool, but it's also cooler to actually go. So, especially, and if it's far away and it's in an area and it's like a little festival, it's not really worth it to go. Also, like, let those festivals be local festivals. Like, I really don't like when I go to a film festival that's like a small one in our region that has films from like France, from people submitting from like France, Europe. I'm not trying to sound like xenophobic, but I think that like it is
xenophobic.
It's just nice when you go to like the Bay, when you go to like these areas, it's nice to see local films. And I think that if we saturate other people's regions with our films, it just seems a little bit unfair to the people who are trying to get into these ones. So that's just my opinion. I think it's a hot take because maybe for people starting out, but once you do a couple films and you realize like, wait a second, I don't need to submit to 11 festivals to be successful.
Yeah, and I do like, because there are a couple of areas, I don't know if festival is the correct word, but there are a couple of, I guess, organizations near us, near Sacramento, near the Bay, who one is the Great Film Club.
Yeah.
It's in the Bay and LA, right?
Yes.
There's also the Modest Film Society. It's in Sacramento, which I study people for a living is actually playing at on July 29th.
29th?
Yes, that is tomorrow as of uploading this recording, I believe. So if you're in Sac, go see it. I'll be there. They have these interesting rules where your films are free to submit, so they probably get an abundance of films getting submitted. But they also require, if they're going to play your film, they require a filmmaker to be there.
Yeah.
And I actually really, really like that stipulation. Of course, it doesn't make sense to have that when you're paying for entry, but the whole point of these local ones is to kind of bring people together and foster a community, which I think is not a better way to do things, because of course, just by nature of how small these are, like, you're going to want to paywall submissions when you get thousands of them, and also put it on a bigger blah whatever. But I think that is a really, really unique way to do things, and probably a better one for people who are, I guess, indier than others.
Yeah, and it's also the Great Film Club, not the Great Film Festival. So it's very much about the family, the community, and the local area.